Hey, in this video, we're going to be going through the top digital strategies that a small business service in 2019 gets to use to grow their business. And a lot of them aren't using it. I think the number is about like 70% of small businesses aren't doing anything with digital. They're giving up all that opportunity and giving it to the small business that does use it. And a lot of this can be done overnight, solved, so they can actually start to get customers for it. And it's not only something that they can solve, something that fixes any sort of frustrations or any embarrassing bits that they're not able to use technology that's been around for at least 20 years, but allows them to actually grow their business. And I have a moral obligation to follow through. So we get to this step after, if you've seen the last video, after they've said yes to meet with us, right? They give us a green light saying, yes, I gave you my information. We set a time to talk about how you can maybe help. And before that, we sent them emails. We sent them, email outreach, which was covered in the last video. We prospected. We reached out to them and said, hey, let's have a 15-minute conversation. And here we are. So you'd be in front. I'd say something like, let's take 15 minutes aside. We know we're both busy, but thanks for reaching out. I want to learn a little bit more about what you have going on to see if we're a good fit, right? We've already set an appointment. And if I was cold calling, I would not do this on the first call. I would say something like, let's have a time for us to have a 15-minute conversation later in the week. But we get to here, right? We had a video where we talked about how you can get completely cold business being interested into wanting this conversation to happen. So when we get here, we really look at three main services that we offer. Everything we do is under these three services. And everything that really a digital strategist should be able to do is within these three questions. And if a small business on the phone does not answer these three questions, or does not want to build upon these questions, does not show emotional need for these, so then you can just cut the meeting short and say, listen, I don't want to waste your time, but it doesn't sound like you don't need us to solve this, right? If they're hostile, just be more hostile. If they're kind of like indifferent, just be like, you know what, doesn't seem like we want to work together, right? You tell me. If they're super happy, be a little bit less enthusiastic. It's like, oh no, I definitely need you to do this. I was like, and working with us would help? Yeah, it would. Because they want to get to the sale, but if you're in the way, right, they'll bounce off of you. If you're overly enthusiastic, they'll be like, hold on, there must be something here that I want to go through. It's not psychology, it's just let them figure out if they want to work with you. Don't sell to them. Let them buy, right? You listen. Selling is not telling, right? So the three services are just answered with just these quick questions. How do you have, really it's, let's just go through what the actual solution is. Website design would be far down below. That's ultimately what they want, but that's kind of the overall thing. You want to get a website going, build the content and copywriting, the persuasive text on the site, and then scale it. Scale for local SEO. So a lot of this may not make sense. Let me just go through this quick. Website design is something that, here's our website. Let me just flash this quick. Website design is kind of our, all this is our bread and butter, but website design is something that builds trust right away. It tells a potential buyer, like, hey, this person is able to get results, and this is what kind of results we can kind of get. We use these templated layouts using elegant themes. And what elegant themes is, it's this sort of aesthetic with all these different sorts of designs. And we're able to build these out in like 30 seconds. We literally just press a few buttons and then we get something like this to pop up. No, I'm just kidding. We get something like this live on a website, right? And then we're able to change it. So for example, our last project that wanted a theme from here. She wanted this nice little pink brand. She liked the layout of it. She liked how it kind of looked with the colors behind it. And so we built it out for her. We built out Nail Spa Party. And in less than 3 days, we got to this point. And that's the first step. If they don't have a website, I kind of ask that. I say, obviously I know this in advance, right? And I say, help me out here. When did you have your website built? And they're like, oh, we don't have one. I'm like, oh, right? Okay. Is that an issue? That's really it. So just figuring out if they have a website, just by kind of asking that. There's really just one question that we ask, but just figuring out if they have a website or not, or how does their website perform? If they have one, how well does it do? Really, that's it. How you just gotta make sure you figure out how they feel. So we use this sales process called decaf, and decaf is just a line of questioning. So if they tell you that, if they start talking about their website, just ask them these questions like, tell us the details of it. Tell me the details. Can you be more specific about the details? The estimated time that they've had this problem. How long have you had that website? How much did it cost? So the C is cost. How much did that cost you? The A is what actions you took to solve the problem. What did you do to solve it? Or to rebuild it? And then you kind of like don't kind of like stab them with the pain, but kind of ask them like, well, did it work? Like, how do you feel about that? Did that work? How do you feel? So when you ask these questions, you can use this for almost anything professionally. Just use decaf and just say, if someone gets emotional about it, if someone asks me, yeah, I don't have a website, and I'm like, does that sound like that? Is that a problem? I was like, no, it is. Oh, can you be more specific? Like, can you give me an example? Like, how is that a problem? Well, no one's going to my website at all, and I'm losing opportunities. Oh, the guy's kind of upset. He's frustrated. So you just ask, how long has that been a problem for you? Like, how long have you had that website? I was like, oh, I've had it for like 3 years. So how much did you pay for it? Like $3,000? Okay, so did you try rebuilding it or doing work on it? Yeah, I don't know who to turn to. And so, okay, well, how do you feel? Like, did you give up on it? Did you give up on it? No, I want to solve it. Can you help? Right? Website design is not something that we do to just have a pretty website. We want it to close sales. And just having a website doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to have people find it. You got to be able to do some technical work on the web page and off the web page. And a lot of this gets misunderstood when they hear web design. They think, oh, it's web design, it's pretty. And when you say web development, it's like, oh, it's coding. It's web marketing, it's digital marketing. But when you hear that, they think, oh, it's just a bunch of extra things that I don't really understand, and I don't really want to understand it. And so they leave it by the wayside. It's kind of frustrating. So a lot of the things that we do build on the website. We take something and we add content to it. We add, we take marketing content, we write some text on the right ways, in the right ways. We know that 2,000 people every month are typing in digital strategist, and we want people to find us for digital strategist. And it's not competitive. We know that if we say girls' spa parties here, and in the right places, people will find this page when they type in girls' spa parties. When it launches, it will be prepared for that. But building out the content, building out the copywriting, the persuasive bit, uses this business model. And this is a digital business model. It's called T, C, and V, and that's your total average revenue per month. For digital marketing, it's really just having an asset, like a web page that takes traffic. Multiply that by the percent of people that convert on an offer, and there's an economic value to getting that new customer or to get them to that next step. And you can measure that by the success of a page per month. So what we see is there's a certain level of results coming through on a web page. So if I go to Google Analytics and then open up some leads we got coming in, let me open this up on my end. You can see this in action for us. So we rebuilt our website a while ago. Let me open up Analytics. This is, again, a free tool that you can use for a website. It tells you how many people are on a website now in the last 180 days. We rebuilt our website here, and we didn't do anything. We reset our SEO results. It like started taking off, and then we shut it off. You wanted to make sure we had people on the website. It had, over that time, it had 600 people visiting it. 75% of people left the first page they saw. Like they went to the home page and was like, oh, let's leave. But they were on the website for 2 minutes, which is decent. Not compelling enough for them to want to stay on the website longer, but they were on it. So we were building stuff out, and then we tried email marketing here, and then we stopped. So we have this data, and I know what we were doing, but we have this data, and we know that with 600 people coming in, we know how many sales came out of it. Frankly, we've had about, let's see if I can open up some crypto leads here. From the website, we had 2 companies reach out to us. This person from 5 days ago, from when we sent off emails and built out that they wanted to promote their cryptocurrency business, which was cool. Another one, another cryptocurrency bits, request for lead generation. Another one was a large 2 million cap cryptocurrency bit. We're trying to target small businesses. Just because we have that niche doesn't mean that. But that was just over the last week. 2 big ticket leads coming in just for cryptocurrencies. And cryptocurrencies are still going well. But for a small business, we do get the occasional person coming in, but it's all word of mouth for a small business. But they do see this, they do consider it. So based on from the last 7 days, from the last 2 weeks even, we got 2 leads from, let's just say it's 2. We got at least 2 leads coming in from 77 users. So let's just crunch those numbers. We built content to attract these sorts of people, and we kind of said it was persuasive enough. I'm not going to show you the page. It was persuasive enough for them to see that page, for them to want to say, yes, I want to work with you, please. Because we gave them case studies. If there was 77 people coming in, and we're getting a certain level of return on it, what's the conversion rate on that? Real quick, that's 2 out of 77 that converted, and typically a 50% of people that reach out to us typically close. So if 50% of people, so quick math, half of this is just 1 out of 77. They convert on a $1,000 plan, which we'll cover quickly. They just start at $1,000. 1 in 4 people actually build out and get to $10,000 in value from their first year, but let's just say it is this. That means the value of my website right now from the last 2 weeks generated, quick math again, the revenue has been 77 in traffic times 1 over 77 times 1,000, which these two cancel out, right? Because math, time 1,000, 77 divided by 77 is 1 times 1,000, which basically means that over the last 14 days, the revenue of my website is basically bringing in that amount of opportunity. Now I'm meeting with both of these people, and they may or may not have a budget for $2,000 or $3,000. Maybe, I don't know. Normally the average of a brand new customer pays like $1,000 up front, but they could upsell, they could want to work with me month by month, or they could have us do digital strategy, be a partner. Sometimes they might pay up to like $30,000. The average so far with the number of clients coming in is about $1,000 for a brand new customer. But if they are like another customer, I would have to factor that in. But just after having a quick phone call, they're getting I'm probably making that much just off the website alone. So by making the text more compelling, you get more people coming in. And you already have a value of the service that you offer. But how do you increase the traffic? How do you get people to actually see that page? How do you get people to want to work with you? So I ask, again, decaf, when you ask them, you walk them through this model and you say, hey, how many people go to your website? And then they'll say, oh, like, you know, like that. Do you track that? Do you track people going to your website? And it'll be like, you can do that? I'm like, yeah. Do you track people going to your website? What percentage of people turn into customers? Really, you kind of ask that, are you tracking how many people that are going to your website turn into customers? Do you have that data? Like, if 1,000 people go to your website, how many people turn into customers? And they're going to say, we don't know, right? It could be something where they don't know, which is probably it 90% of the time, but really, when you see a website, if it looks like, if it's not precise, they're not going to have too much fun with that. But that's really the focus on building up so it's more compelling. Sorry if I'm just like going a mile a minute. Scaling for local SEO is really the skill set to drive traffic, which is users to a website. How you do that is a lot of technical stuff. If a website, you know, you can use free applications. There's a ton of free applications. I'll bring one up. There's one called Strategist, which is completely free, by the way, and it gives you keyword suggestions. Right? Let me bring this up here. So if I wanted to type in St. Paul SEO, you'll see how well and how much people are searching for this keyword. It's telling me right now that no one is paying money for this in ads. It's really easy to rank for. It's pretty easy to do. And 50 people every month are typing that in. So I took that, thought about it, and then prepared something so I show up for that. So I opened up an office in the St. Paul location, and now I'm at the top here in the local map, and these guys are up here in the organic. They're probably getting 17 to, you know, a third of this, and I get a phone call or two just from this, which, you know, if 50 people are doing that, I might get 1 or 2 phone calls just because I am up here, and sometimes the map being close is more powerful in certain industries. But this was about a week ago that I tried ranking for this, and if you know me, I moved over to this location about a week ago. So it's telling us 40 people here. It just changed. It's telling me 50 here. So by no means is it 100% accurate, but it is a decent benchmark, right? Half of those searchers are probably not me, but it's the capital of Minnesota. So that right there, Strategist, free, you could type in and figure out if you even show up for that. So if you type in a phrase and you know you put the effort in to make sure your page shows up for that, you know how much traffic that's going to do. And so there's thousands of things to look out for. But there's on page, which is the stuff on the website, and then there's off page, which are the factors that are not really something that you see on the website. But what I mean by off page is that it's the World Wide Web. Your website needs to be linking and being linked from other websites. How does Google know that your website is trustworthy? People trust Google to trust your website. So if Google shows your website to other people, Google does not want to be held accountable, but they don't really have too much to go off of. Do they know what your page is about? Does it reference the keyword once or twice in the right places? Is it in the alt text? Does the image say the keyword? Is it not over optimized so you're not saying it way too many times? Is there enough text in it? There's a lot of things. But once you have a page that's finished, you can get results. You can get results kind of like this. Let me just flash this. I always show this. My business, Web Strategy Viking, shows up for half of the results for this. Now, by no means is this profitable at all, But I do show that you can manipulate the results right here. Digital Strategist, here's my homepage, here's my Twin Cities page, my About page, my Locations page, and the local Minneapolis area blog post or whatever. You can manipulate the search results by showing up for certain things, and there's interior strategies that you'll do to work on this, right? So this is the East Metro page that I have, and it's just like a blog post. It says East Metro a few times, that there's examples of East Metro marketing, but I just wanted to spend some time to rank and manipulate that. So right now we're getting people coming in, not off of these pages, but we're able to manipulate the search results. And if I'm able to do that for a more profitable keyword, we need to leverage the off-page stuff. And what the off-page stuff kind of looks like is other websites linking to you, right? So if another website links to you, that's a website. I've covered that in our main presentation off of the homepage on our website about how to do that, really how that's like the biggest factor. So check out the free presentation on the website. There's slides on it, there's how to do that, but there's a little thing on the homepage, but it's really how to build out backlinks and what those are and why that's literally 70% of what the results of local SEO is. It's like votes. If a website links to you, that's a vote, and you want better votes than other people. And if you have too many votes from one website, that's pretty spammy. In the case of Facebook or LinkedIn, and that's the only website that links out to you, because that's the only thing you know how to do is write about yourself to yourself, and then Google notices that and penalizes you because that's seen as not trustworthy, but just like repetitive, and it's not getting results, right? If you're not getting phone calls, you're not getting results from your website. If you're not attributing success, then you probably don't have success. If you don't know what you're getting, then you're going to be getting what you're getting unless you change. So this is the strategies that we use, and everything that we do is boiled down into this. Do they have a nice looking website? Does the website look and perform well? And does it bring in users that follow up and want to meet with the business owner? It does for me, and for our clients and people that learn, or students, they get this too. So I want to thank you for watching. I'll probably continue this in another series, but next steps, check out that free presentation. It literally tells you how to build off these backlinks for your business website. All right, thanks for watching.